What if I told you your pen could be the key to kicking menopause stress to the curb? Today, you'll discover 3 powerful ink therapy practices designed to help you put pen to paper to bring you greater peace during this challenging time. Welcome to the Women Rock in Midlife podcast, soulful wellness to elevate your second act. You deserve to deeply love every moment of your life, living your best life with pure joy, optimal health and abundance, with the energy, time, and inner peace to savor experiences with your loved ones and with yourself. Hi, I'm Jen Kunkel. Join me on this soulful journey to complete wellness in midlife and beyond. I know, it sounds too simple to be true, right? That you can use your pen to calm the chaos. Today we're going to talk about 3 journaling techniques that you can use. Very specific. Like, people say journal, but then you're like, what am I supposed to journal? What am I supposed to write about? And how does this actually help me? So I'm going to give you 3 specific ways that you can journal to help with menopause stress and anxiety. And you know that when you help calm the stress and anxiety that you're feeling during menopause, that can help you with other symptoms too, because stress is actually related to a hormone, cortisol. And when you use techniques that lower the cortisol, you can also help to balance all of your hormones that way. So mindful techniques have been scientifically shown to relieve menopausal stress and anxiety. So journaling could actually be considered a mindfulness technique. So this is just a very specific mindfulness technique, and I'm going to give you 3 methods, starting with journal for emotional release. You can use your journal as a tool for processing all the chaotic emotions you're feeling with menopause and help you facilitate emotional release and self-reflection. Okay, so how do you journal for emotional release? One way is free writing. Set a timer and just get your pen and paper out. Don't think about anything and just start writing stuff. Just start writing. If you don't know what to start writing about what you see. Write about what's in the room. And eventually, your writing will turn into something. It'll just start to flow out of you, okay? Maybe set your timer for about 10 minutes, 5 minutes if that feels too long. You can also use prompts. So you can find journal prompts that get you started. And another really fun way to release your emotions through journaling is something that maybe you don't even consider journaling, but it'd be like expressive art. Use in your journal scrapbooking techniques or build a journal. Cut out magazines, find poetry, drawings, coloring, whatever inspires you. Draw out your pages, color pages, print out coloring books from online or get an adult coloring book. Whatever feels like you, whatever feels good to you, okay? That's it. You're expressing yourself through this journaled art. So you can also journal. Here's a second technique. Journal to craft your own menopause survival guide. This is a little more nuts and bolts. Like the first one is more getting the emotions and the creativity out. This one is a little more for the linear thinkers, for the analytic minds. You can put together a personalized menopause journal to track your symptoms, triggers, and coping strategies. Now, I did another episode on tracking your triggers, so I'll include the link to that episode in the show notes, and you can listen to that one as well. That'll show you exactly how to track triggers. A little bit of a tongue twister there. All right. And then you could also use your journal to identify the patterns around the triggers, whether it's for anxiety, hot flashes, sleep patterns. Document whatever you want to focus on, then review this to notice the patterns. That's also in that other episode. So make sure that if you're going to do this, you check out that link to the other episode and listen to that one also. Use your journal to set goals, create action plans, and cultivate resilience during your menopausal journey. You can use it, set some goals that you have. Like if you want to start working on a daily routine, write it out in your journal. Don't take on too many things at once. Do one thing at a time. So maybe the journaling in itself is your goal right now. Maybe you have a goal around, eating a little bit differently, cutting out something that you think might be one of those triggers, cutting out sugar, cutting out a certain processed food, or cutting out processed foods at a certain meal each day. Whatever your goals are that could be supporting you through your menopause journey. Maybe it's even just doing a self-love meditation every day. That can be super helpful too. All right. So the third journaling technique that we're going to talk about today is kind of combines creativity and the analytical part. This is about rewriting the narrative for your menopause journey. Now, societal norms tell us what our journey is supposed to be like, what things are supposed to be like. And in the US anyway, and a lot of the world, menopause, we're told that menopause is difficult, that it's going to be hard, that it's going to suck, that we're going to feel terrible, our bodies are changing, that there's nothing we can do about it. So challenge societal norms and embrace your own unique menopausal experience. Embrace the experience that you envision yourself, that you desire to have, that you prefer to have. Write a vision in your journal of the experience that you would actually like to have. Create your menopause experience as empowered and enchanted, where you're appreciated for the wisdom of your years, where this phase of life is celebrated by society and your loved ones, where this transition is about you becoming an empress of your personal world. Whatever you want it to be, your imagination is the only limit here. And the more that you write about this experience this way, the more that it starts to become a reality in the real world. So there are things happening in your brain where the more vividly you envision it, the more real it is to your brain. And it's like you create that frequency that attracts it as your reality. So that could be going down a rabbit hole, but at the very least, it's fun, okay? But I think you'll find that it's actually going to help you start creating that in your reality. It's like the universe conspires to make your vivid visions a reality. I've written my goals on a piece of paper and folded it up and put it like in my underwear drawer, and noticed it maybe 3 years later, say, something like that. And I notice without even trying, I've actually achieved some of those goals without consciously trying, because I wrote it down with intention. When I wrote it down, folded the paper up, stuck it somewhere. And when I found it again, or came across it again, I was like, wow, everything fits that. When I bought a house, the same thing happened. I had written out everything that I wanted in a house, and I just put that paper away. And then when I decided to buy a house, I actually had forgotten about the paper and what I wanted. And I ended up buying a house from a friend. So I didn't really give a lot of thought to what I wanted. It just ended up being like, it fit so many of the criteria. It fit almost all the criteria that I had written down on this piece of paper when I found it later. So writing down things, writing your visions down can be super powerful. All right. So do that. It's a fun exercise. Write out ways that you can show yourself compassion and gratitude. We spend so much time in talking about how hard it is and how painful it is. So start to shift that into some gratitude, some self-compassion. Write some positive affirmations to start reshaping your own perceptions of menopause. Now, this isn't about faking it till you make it. I actually just recorded that episode about fully expressing your emotions. Fully express all your true emotions and add that self-compassion and gratitude. Write out these positive affirmations that start to reshape your perceptions of what menopause is supposed to be. Because the true emotions you're feeling, those are part of the conditioned experience, right? So you want to start conditioning yourself to the experience that you actually prefer, to this enchanted menopause experience, right? So journaling is a small part of what you can do to create an enchanted menopause experience instead of suffering. And I've given you 3 specific ways with a little bit of detail in each one. So that should be a great start. Now check out the links in the show notes for the other podcast episodes that I mentioned and for free resources on creating your own enchanted menopause experience, or get the link in the show notes to book a call with me, and you can learn how you can create the fastest, deepest transformation of your experience. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.